We're getting ready to unbox and test out a tumbler press, and I have to tell you, I'm shocked at how this thing works. More on that later on in the video, so stick around. Hey everybody, and welcome. If you've not been to this channel before, my name is Roy, and we do lots of sub stuff. Today we're going to unbox a brand new tumbler press. This is Eenour. It's a tumbler press machine. Now, I've heard really good things about this company, so we definitely want to check it out. And see, this is the model number CH2242, and we are going to take a look at it. Now, I have been using a tumbler press from Heat Press Nation for a few years, and I love it. But, you know, I wanted to get another press anyway, and I just heard some really great things about this company. And so we're going to test it out, and we're going to see. I'm going to give you my honest feedback on what I think about this. Oh, wow. It comes with a mat. It's actually a very thick mat, so that's very cool. Nice thick packaging. Comes with heat tape, a couple of extra fuses, and an instruction manual. We'll get to that in a minute. A couple of gloves. That's really neat. And of course the power cord. Let's pull this thing out and see what it looks like. Okay, this one's purple. I like purple. Okay, let's see what we got here. Looks very nice. It looks very well constructed. To me, there are two elements about a machine like this. One, how well it's constructed. Is it metal? Is it plastic? Not that plastic's a bad thing, but I think most of us get a better feeling when there's a lot of metal parts. And then, of course, the other thing is this brain. So we're going to have to see how well that works. But this thing looks really nice and sturdy so far. Again, it's the Eenour, E-E-N-O-U-R tumbler mug press, and it's the model number CH2242. They have another one that's a dual one. I was contemplating getting that one, but opted for this one. It's got nice suction pads on the bottom, and let's see, a section, let's see, it lifts up. And I'm probably going to need to cut this off. Do I have a scissor anywhere? I have this. So there's a little tie wrap that's holding the connector. There we go. So there's the connector. We're going to need to plug that into, this goes into here to figure out which way it spins on. Power button. And the power cord connects to this side right here. So we'll go ahead and connect that. Standard power cord. Plug that in. That worked good. And now let me check out the manual and see what the manual says before we go and open this up. Okay, let me sit back down here. Tumbler press user manual. It gives a description of all of the parts and pieces. I won't go through them individually. CH2242 is the model number. Temperature range 0 to 400. And we know we don't really need anything more than about 365. And it goes up to 999 seconds, which is way longer than anything I'm going to need. And approximately 11 ounce to 30 ounce as far as printable size. We'll check that out with a 30 ounce and see what it looks like. The connector, we've already done that. We plug the power cord in, we've already done that. And then we turn it on and set the temperature and the countdown timer. So I need to read that because the way I currently use my tumbler press is the amount of time it drops. It starts at 365, and during my first of 4 presses, the temperature drops about 15 degrees or so, but I include that in the total time, and I've got it down to a pretty perfect science. So it'll be interesting to see how I how I am able to do this one. And it also gets how to change the heater, how to change the heating element. Hopefully we don't have to worry about that right now, and how to change the fuse, but they do give you a couple of extra fuses. So let me plug this thing in and we'll turn it on and see what it looks like. Okay, the first thing that I want to do, I've got it plugged in, but I'm not going to turn it on yet, because the first thing I want to do is set the pressure. I'm going to start with a 20-ounce tumbler, and I need to hold this a little bit to easily get it up. My guess is I can either loosen that, or it probably will become smoother as it is used a few times, so it doesn't bother me at all. The first thing I want to do, though, is I want to put a tumbler in. This is an old tumbler I had used to test out blacks, which we're actually going to do one on this machine to check it out too. But what I want to do is I want to put that in there, and this is actually pretty good. I want to turn these knobs. This would be opening. I want to turn these knobs until I can get it to, until I can move it by pushing it, and I can move it right now. So that is almost good enough. Yep, that's good enough. So I literally am opening this up enough to be able to move it around, and then I'm going to close it just a little bit to keep from being able to move it. And that's all the pressure I need. It should be perfect on the pressure. It literally is just to sort of snug it in there. Okay, so the next thing that we want to do is turn it on. Is it fine? Okay. Now, I must confess I haven't read the directions completely, so we're going to sort of play around with it. It's on Fahrenheit, so it's heating up, and it looks like it's on 35 seconds. So I'm going to hit set, and I'm going to go down to 365. That's the what I want. Hit set, and I'm going to do 50 seconds because 2 of my 4 presses are 50 seconds. I don't know what, that's the amount of seconds. Okay, so I just pressed it and held it a little bit. That gave me that stopped the cycle. So it's heating up right now. So we'll let it come up to temperature, and then we'll try testing something. Okay, it's coming up to temperature, and it actually is coming up to temperature really fast compared to my my other press. So it says 365. It's going up a little bit higher than that. Let's see what happens. 369, and it's dropping back down to 365. So this first tumbler that we are pressing is solid black, because they're the most difficult. And I figured if this heat press does solid black, it should do anything. So we're looking for consistency within the heating element, and what better to do it than those solid black. Also, my last video was on subbing black, so definitely go check that out. I'll leave a link in the description. Okay, I'll tell you what I didn't do that I should have done, and that was to heat it up with the press in it. You know, like the big yellow sticker. I didn't do that. I contacted the company about heating the press with or without a tumbler inside, and they said they generally recommend placing an unused tumbler inside during preheating. Doing so can increase the service life of the heating element. That element is heated many, many times, and the heating wire can bulge just a little bit. With a tumbler pressing against the heating element while it's heating up, it makes the wire more difficult to bulge and deform. So if they're recommending it, I'm doing it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in the way I normally press, which is 4 presses, 2 at 50 seconds and 2 at 25. So we're going to put it down, and I'm going to let it go down. It's already counting down. And it's interesting, the temperature is not dropping on here, which is a little surprising. Now, when it comes out after this 50 seconds, I'm going to flip it 180 degrees, and then we're going to do another 50 seconds. And I don't worry about it going up or down a couple. Okay, so I'm going to lift it up, and I'm going to flip it 180 degrees. It's centered about right, yes. And I'm gonna push it back down. We'll do another 50 seconds. And it's going up a little bit, but again, that doesn't bother me. It's only a couple of degrees here or there. Now I'm going to take it and I am going to flip it. There's smoke coming out. That is normal. We'll flip it 90 degrees. We're going to push that down. This time I'm only going to do 25 seconds. This is how I normally press. So I'm comfortable doing this time, temperature, and pressure, at least as a starting point for this tumbler press. And we're getting on to the 25, so 25 seconds. So I'm gonna raise it and then I'm gonna do a final 25 seconds. And we are gonna take it out. And this should be it and done. So we want to check it out, let it cool for a second. Okay, the moment of truth. I'm going to get this tape off. I remove my tape, or at least most of it, while it's still hot, because I find it very easy to get the tape off. Do me a favor, don't dunk any hot tumblers into any kind of water. Hot water, lukewarm water, or even cold water. And the reason is because these are double vacuum sealed. And there is always a chance that that seal will be broken. And you don't want that. And you probably won't know. And then you're gonna give that tumbler to someone or sell that tumbler to someone, and it's gonna stop maintaining heat or coolness, or the outside will become hot if it's a hot liquid inside, or cold if it's a cold liquid inside. Okay, let me take this off and see what it looks like. Right now we're looking at, I don't care as much about the edges or the seams. What I'm looking for now is consistent black all around the tumbler. And I'm very, very, very happy with this. This is wonderful. This is absolutely wonderful. I could not ask for any better. So I can tell you right now, without doing anything else, I'm a fan of this tumbler press. But let's press a couple of more and see what happens. Okay, we've got the tumbler press back in place. I'm kind of blown away with those blacks. They are as solid as you can get. We're going to do a couple more. All right, let me put one in. I'm going to start with it this way. I'm going to push it down. Okay, we'll do this for 50 seconds, then we'll do another 50, another 25, and another 25, and then we'll return. All right, we are done with our presses. Here's the deal. This press is unbelievable. I am blown away by the craftsmanship and the operation of it. The difference, I have a Heat Press Nation signature series. I don't know if I mentioned that before. On this one, it starts beeping when it gets to 0. On the Heat Press Nation, it starts at 3 seconds before ending. Nothing, doesn't matter, 6 one way, half a dozen the other, but it is a little bit of a difference. This one, when I first opened it, it felt a little bit tight, but then I got into a groove. What I did was I did one test black one, and it came out perfect. Is that the right one? Yep, that's the one. It is a perfect black. And that tells me a lot about the quality of the press. And so I did one more, and I thought, you know what? Before I wrap this video up, I want to do a handful of them. I want to really get into a rhythm and see how I like it. And I absolutely love it. The colors on this, I don't know if you can see very well, but the colors on this are just stunning. The consistency along the circumference is just amazing. Who doesn't need pickled possum peckers? Don't blame me, I didn't make it. Yeah, I did. You can find this and other very weird designs at my design website. It's industrialfringedesigns.com, so definitely check that out. Well, butter my butt and call me a biscuit. Anyway, colors came out phenomenal. The consistency came out. This is just popping. The blacks are amazing. The other dark colors are amazing. This rich amber is just beautiful. Here's another one that I did that was a muted tone, and it came out just phenomenal. I'm really impressed with this press. Here's one, a design that's mostly black, and it's fantastic, amazing, unbelievable. I'll tell you this, since I got it and first did the unboxing, I've not used anything but this press, and this is probably going to be my go-to press now. At one point in time, I was recommending I think it's called the CraftPro from Heat Press Nation, but I've never used it. I just heard some great comments from my Facebook page. But I will tell you now, because I've used this, I highly recommend it. Again, it's the Eenour, Eenour. It's a tumbler press that should be in your, get it? In your house. And it's the model number CH2242. I am going to leave a link in the description for where to purchase this. It's on Amazon. I'll leave a link. It's just blown me away. I really was not prepared for it to be this stunning. I don't have any blank 30 ounce, or I would have tested a 30 ounce, but I did look, and it fits within the parameters of the press. Hold up. I found a 30 ounce tumbler, so we're going to press it real quick just to make sure it works. But we're going to go a step further. I found some of my 35 ounce tumblers that are quite long, and we're going to try to press one of these as well. Now, I will tell you, this is how much taller this is, the 35 ounces over the 30. I will tell you, for the 35 ounce, I'm going to cheat a little bit, and I'm going to use this design, so there's not a lot of solid colors on it, but we're going to try it and see. We'll give it a shot. I'm going to wrap them up. We'll start with a 30, then we'll do the 35, and we'll see what happens. Okay, I have wrapped a 30 ounce and a 35 ounce. I'm not sure how much hope I have for the 35, but we're going to shoot for the 30 here. I will do my normal 50 seconds, 25, and 25. So let's put this in. I did preset the pressure and lift it up on these knobs for that 30 ounce to fit. It fits perfectly fine in there. It's at the high end of circumference to be able to fit, but it does work. This 35 ounce is the same circumference, so we're not worried about that. We're just worried about length on the 35 ounce. But anyway, let's move this out of the way, and let's see what we can come up with, and let's see if the 35 ounce works. Okay, I've done 3 other presses. This is the last press at 25 seconds. We're gonna pull it out, and I'm not gonna bake the ends any. We're just gonna see what happens. So we'll set that right there, let that cool down. I'm gonna try the 35 ounce now, and we'll see what happens. I'm gonna start, it fits literally end to end in there. So I'm gonna do, okay, let's pull this out, and we're gonna let it cool off a little bit and see what happened and how well it might have gotten on the ends. Okay, let's unwrap the 30 ounce and see what we've got. Normally I like to peel it hot, but because I was trying to get that other tumbler done, I didn't. So it's just a little bit more difficult for me to pull this tape off when it's cooled a little bit. Don't like doing it as much. Now, I am hoping that the 30 ounce comes out well. Let's open it up and see. Yeah, it came out very, very good. I didn't center the best ad ever when I cut it, but the actual top and bottom came out fantastic. It came out great. This is a bit of a forgiving design because of the rust looking effect. But 30 ounce, it came out perfect. So let's check out the 35 ounce and see what happened there. I don't have to wrap the ends. Whenever I do a design like this, I cut it short. So I don't have to wrap the ends, but what I did find is that because there's a lot of black text, if I let that piece of paper shift any before it's cooled down, it'll ghost. And so I just started adding that paper. What is that, 3 or 4 cents a side? Less than that probably. So I'm actually gonna let it wait just a moment longer before we pull it off. So yeah, this came out great. I am very happily surprised on the entire press, including the tops and bottoms. All right, let's pull this off. It's hot enough. It's cool enough that I can hold it with one hand. So give me a piece of tape to grab that with. And 35 ounce. I'm really impressed. Right here at the bottom, perfect. Right here at the bottom, perfect. At the top, it came out perfect. This was a 35 ounce. Now, I am probably not gonna do 35 ounce tumblers in that press. I don't think the press is made for 35 ounces, but it's impressive that it was able to do that one. Those 35s will do in the oven. So anyway, 30 ounce worked fantastic. 35 worked quite well. So back to our regularly scheduled programming. We do have a Facebook group. There'll be a link in the description. I do ask, though, if you want to join it, that you answer the questions and agree to the group rules. That's what helps to keep it a great group. And there's a lot of great people in there that have certainly helped me out a lot. This is great because it comes with tape. I don't know that I'll use this tape, but only because the tape that I have fallen in love with. And it just works perfectly. It doesn't leave any residue on tumblers, including the shimmery tumblers. There's also a link for that. There's a link for all the stuff I use in the description. And you know, it comes with this wonderful little pad, which I know I will end up using. And these gloves that I'll end up using, I haven't yet because I've already got some. And I'm comfortable with them. So I didn't want to change too many things up when I tested this out because I wanted to be comfortable with most of the elements that I was in and only deal with this. Again, it's been phenomenal. If you like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. Click the notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever we release new videos. And if you haven't subscribed, definitely subscribe to the channel. We're going to have a lot of videos coming out shortly. The Eenour CH2242 Tumbler press for the win, big time. I'm literally blown away by it. $159, I forgot to tell you that. I think that it's $200 and some and it's like 1% off now, but I don't know. I think it's that lower price pretty regularly. Right now, as of today, it's $159, and that is such a great deal for such a great machine. So definitely check it out. Oh, and by the way, they did send me this machine to test, but I also let them know I was going to give a very, very honest feedback. And if I hadn't have liked this, I would have told you. So just know that whenever I review something, if I like it, I'm going to tell you I like it. If I don't like it, I'm going to tell you I don't like it and why. So that about wraps it up for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic day. Hey, we're gonna unbox a brand new Tumbler Give it a go. We're gonna unbox, I'm rambling now. Today we're gonna unbox, shit. I forgot my gloves. Hold up. Wait a minute. Ain't nothing but a tutti frutti. Get on the floor if you got that booty. I am so sorry.